We've got some about 15 pounds of venison here, and the first step is to get this all ground up. We're going to probably do a coarse grind, and then follow up with 2 passes of the fine grind. Reason being was we have to obviously get the meat through this little funnel in order to fill these 19 millimeter collagen casings. So we need to really get it thinned out so it'll fit through there. But we've done this a couple times and it turned out pretty well. So let's get started. Okay, we're back. Here we go. We're going to do the grind. I've got a number 12 Weston grinder. It's pretty powerful. I haven't found anything that will stop it. But we're going to do the coarse grind first. It's always good to have the meat a little bit on the frozen side. It makes for a better grind. So as you can see, the Weston pretty much went right through that. We are going to mix some pork with this, but I already ground the pork at an earlier date. So we'll blend that in later. We'll show you that. So we're going to change over to the fine grind. Okay, that's all ready to go. This part of the process will be a little slower to get the rough grind through the fine grind, but it'll be worthwhile in the end. Okay, just a little review. We've already coarse ground the meat and one fine grind. Now I'm adding the pork. It's about a 20% pork inclusion on whatever amount of venison we're using. In this case, we're about 15 pounds of venison to about three and a quarter pounds of pork. And we're going to do one more fine grind before we start stuffing. Try to blend the pork in as we go. Okay, we're ready to mix the ingredients in here. Again, we're using the sausage maker teriyaki dried sticks mix here. And on the back, the recipe calls out, 8 pounds of venison to 2 pounds of pork. Like I said earlier, 20% inclusion of pork on the amount of venison you're using. In this case, we've got about 15 pounds of venison. We got about 3 pounds of pork, so we're pretty close. So we're going to be using about, it says to use 6 ounces of the mix for each 10 pounds. And I'm just going to double that. We're going to go with 12 ounces of the mix, and then 2 level teaspoons of cure for every 10 pounds. So we're going to do 4 teaspoons of that. And then I'm going to add in some cayenne pepper just to give it a little bite, not too much. But most of my family likes food a little bit on the spicy side anyway. So anyway, we'll put that together and we'll start mixing. Oh, and by the way, I start off with 1 cup of ice cold water. You might need more water to get the consistency just right. We try to get it down to like a paste, so it goes through the tube a lot easier. So just remember that you might have to add water to get the consistency where you want it. Okay, we are get ready to start stuffing these. Again, we're using the 19 millimeter collagen casings, and I've got a commercial sausage stuffer. This is the Haka electric with a foot pedal down here. It makes life a little easier. And So we'll see if we got our consistency right, see if it flows out of the tube nice and easy, and we'll kind of go from there. Feel the air coming out. Okay, let's see how this goes. Flowing pretty good. I don't think we'll have a problem. So we got enough water in the consistency to get it in there in the casings. So if you ever worked with this stuff before, you know, you got to do it a couple times to get the feel for it, but basically it's pretty easy to fill these up. I do a little bit at a time. I cut a little piece off and put it on the stuffing tube, and then do a little bit more. Now when I go to smoke these, I usually I hang them on the wood. I'll show you that later. So let's get a bunch of these stuff so that we can do some smoking. But right now things look like it's going pretty well. Here's our first one, all ready to go. I'll just kind of coil these up, put them out of the side. Again, like what I do is I break off a little piece, you know, cut it with my knife. And then we'll get these, get this on the horn. All right, we'll be back. We got a bunch of them ready to go. Okay, as you can see, after we got done stuffing, we got a boatload of deer sticks here. So we'll get these set up in the smoker, and I'll show you how we hang it on the sticks. And probably not going to be able to do everything. We'll have to do probably 2 smokes, but any event, we'll get as many of these on as we can. And we'll show you what the next step is. Okay, just give you an idea what we like to do. We like to drape our sticks over these wooden sticks so they're kind of hanging in here. The smoke schedule per the sausage maker is to run the temperature up to about 120, 130 degrees with a heavy smoke for about 3 or 4 hours, and then raise it the temperature up to like 165, 170 until the internal temperature is about 150 degrees, and then they're just about done. So we're going to finish stacking these in here. Like I said, I won't be able to get them all in here because this is a smaller smoker, but it's okay. We'll do a batch today and we'll do one tomorrow. Okay, looks like I got as many in there as I could possibly get. I still have that much left over to do another time, probably tomorrow. But anyway, inserted my my thermocouple so I can measure the internal temperature, and now it's just time to set up the smoker for the first smoke. And we'll see what things look like in about 3 or 4 hours. Okay, it's time to check. We've got about an hour left on this smoke. So let's take a look at the sticks, see how they're looking. Oh, they're looking pretty good in there. Shouldn't be much longer. Like I said, on the timer, we got about an hour to go. And then we'll get a picture of the finished product. Okay, Mike here again. We got the finished product. One of the things I did was the smoke time on the recipe was 3 or 4 hours. I actually went more into the 5 to 6 hour, mainly because I like to have them pretty well done. Helps bring the flavor of the stick out a lot better, and overall the appearance looks good, nice and brown, etc. So you get your judgment call, whatever you like. But anyway, we're just finishing up here, packaging. Take a little taste here. I know my dog is anxious to try a sample as well. Very good. Well, thank you for watching, and bon appetit.